Hello, everybody. Hopefully the chat will be working today. Emphasis on the hopefully. I have no clue. I was just messing with it over in Streamlabs, so we can only hope. But yeah, I hope everyone is having a wonderful New Year's Eve. And sadly, I do have stuff to do after this, so this will be a somewhat shorter stream, as I will be also celebrating New Year's. But yeah, what a better way to kick off New Year's than practicing some skill, getting better at something. And I'm hoping that the people watching can carry that into the new year with me. So, gonna be some awesome stuff. So without further ado, today is gonna be a not necessarily shorter stream, but I don't need to explain as much. Today, let's see, all these buttons, man, I have too many of those. Awesome, here we are. So, yep. Today we're going to be working on textures, once again doing some boxes. In fact, I may not do such a long warm-up today. I may just do like a 10-minute warm-up, some boxes, some lines. Not feeling it too much, but hey, we're here to draw for an hour no matter what. So yeah, we'll start a 10-minute timer over there on the right. Forgot to set that up for the stream. Awesome stuff. Good. So yeah, my day has not been too crazy. Just working on some stream stuff, playing some games with some friends, and enjoying the winter break. I hope everyone who is watching is also enjoying their winter break. But during these breaks, it is very easy to, kind of get lost, lose your discipline a bit. So let's all remember to, that's my camera right there, to keep working, to keep making awesome stuff. Hopefully my camera won't lose focus today. And right before we get started, I'm actually going to move something in my corner real quick. I will be right back. Awesome stuff. Okay, and without any further ado, hopefully my AC in the background isn't picked up. Let's get started. So let's start that timer. And yes, today I already picked out the texture. I'll save it as a surprise once we actually get to the textures part of this. But yeah, so we're going to start off with some planes. Only like one or two today. My hands are somewhat cold, so I may have some weird, slower looking lines. Who knows? Oh, it's still looking pretty good. It is still a goal that we are trying to lift our hands off the paper so we aren't completely dependent on using it for... Wow, that was a wonderful line. Other than the little thing right there. We aren't dependent on using the table slash paper for keeping our lines steady. There's always the debate. It's not a bad debate at all. Why not switch to digital art? And I feel like, and I'm not going to call it a crutch at all. Digital art is not a crutch. It is a very difficult and rewarding medium. But with that being said, digital art, and yes, it does come with definitely its own difficult stuff. But I feel like working in traditional art forces me to, one, commit to my mistakes, as you can see right there. But just knowing your materials, and I feel like it offers many benefits than if I just started off learning art with digital. And I don't think that's a very controversial take at all either. I believe it's recommended that many start off with traditional. Man, my lines are doing pretty okay today. I'm happy with them. And today I selected a somewhat easier, or in my opinion, easier texture. Man, my lines are on fire. I'm loving this. Whoa. Perfect. We'll do one more. We are working much faster than yesterday. Probably because I'm talking a tiny bit less. That one kind of arced a bit. Same there. Oh goodness. Beautiful lines. And if only I said I would dedicate today to doing boxes and stuff and studies. Maybe we could have special days. Oh goodness, I messed up a bit there. We could have special days for certain types of drawing, so certain draw box days, certain days where I just do constructions of things and stuff like that. One thing I found with Drawbox is, I mean, Drawbox was created with the mindset of not only training your creative mind, but it's more oriented towards objects rather than organic things, even though there's a whole section on animals. But, you know, from what I've seen is these constructions lend more to objects. The very book, How to Draw, you know, lends itself towards objects. But I want to study anatomy, so we'll find some kind of mix there. I'm not too stressed about that. Awesome. Let's do some boxes. That bird in that song always gets me. I think it's a bird in real life. The goal of these lines is to become so good at it that I do not need to ghost. But even then, I will still probably ghost. Uh-oh. One of my big fears with the stream was me rotating the paper around would become a bit of an issue within the camera's frame, but it seems that has not been a huge issue. Oh man, really loving the lines today. Double check that everything is going well with the stream. Awesome stuff. Man, this converges quite far away. Yeah, these lines, my lines are getting sloppier, oh no. Let's lock in. Oh, it looks like my music thing is working today, that's good. So yeah, this is very, very slowly converging, so this one needs to converge only a tiny bit faster. But we aren't going to do that one. I always fall for this trick. Oh wait, no. Yeah, this is the second line, so it really doesn't matter where this one converges. And in fact, it looks like it's going to converge near here, so that's decent. I'll do that. Only 13 seconds left. We should start trying to hurry up on these, shouldn't we? One of my friends who is a wonderful artist is very, very fast, very, very quick, in a perfectly great way. They managed to make such intricate designs and details in such short time. I want to be like them. That's also something I have to approach once I become better at drawing is a harsh word, but once I become better at drawing and I start exploring anatomy and designs and stuff, I need to start kind of finding my niche, my art style, where I want to put this art, what I want to do with it. But thankfully that's a very fun thought to have. There's so much I can do with my art. And to have that potential is a very, very nice thing. Imagine how boring it would be if you just didn't have that many routes to take. I actually have a great idea. Speaking of, we are going to edit the description of this video and put draw with me in there because I want people to draw with me. I'm not sure if that's how hashtags work, but we are going to figure that out. Oh, that is how it works. Awesome. Let's see, draw with me. There we go. We'll update it to say that. Will that make people pile in here? Probably not. But it'll hopefully find some more people to enjoy all this stuff. Cool. Okay, let's finish our box and get to the textures. I feel like I'm rushing it. I'm enjoying it though, so. And also there's a major topic I do need to discuss. It is, I am a university student, so a lot of my time is dedicated towards that and other, working, hobbies, clubs, all that. I will still be an hour a day, but that schedule may move around quite a lot. We'll see once school starts in about 2.5, 3 weeks. But that's a problem I'll approach once I get there. I'm not too worried about that. And of course, drawing will be a priority regardless. Looks pretty good. We'll do that. These strings will be very important to keep up during school time though, because it is very easy to lose your hobbies when things get difficult. I try to be a very much dedicated student, so it is easy for me to be like, oh, well, this test is more important. Which is a very ironic thing to say. College student caring about college. Let's see, let's do some circles. Let's do some ellipses, shall we? Bit wobbly. That's why we do warm-ups. Bit better. They're confident, at least. Good stuff. Let's bisect these and create some cylinders. Now, it is important to note that I have not done the 250 cylinders challenge yet. This is just how I know to make cylinders. So if I make any incorrect comments about these cylinders, please feel free to correct me. Or just anything in art. Critique is always welcome. Positive critique, please. Good stuff. Better, at least. Okay, let's start doing some... Oh wait, forgot about this one. Oops. Of course, the very low degree ellipses are much easier for me. I mean, that's okay. Definitely not disappointed in that. Let's do some... Man, I said I would try to rush today, and then look at me. Let's do some... I want to do more ellipses. I like ellipses. I like boxes, but those take some time. So let's just do some random ellipses, shall we? What I'm going to do... I'm going to do a line. There we go. And I'm going to just try to line up all of these ellipses on there, so this will be all of their minor axes. That was decent. What in the world? But, oh, wait, no, yeah, but the actual axis is kind of... I don't want to pull up my grading pins just yet, but I'm going to. The actual axis kind of looks like that a bit, so bit off there. Oh goodness, just snapped it on my band-aid. Maybe this band-aid will become my thing, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, not confident enough. Oh, perfect, but yeah, this axis is a bit squished, but I'll take it. Okay. Kind of feeling it. Bit arced, whatever. Oh, my hand's all over the place. Just keep doing these little, call them ellipse skewers. Oh goodness, that was not my best line. Let's do some fun ellipses. They're fun because I'm good at them. Meh. That was not a fun ellipse. I'm not trying to edit the degree of them, I'm just trying to draw. Some ellipses, slowly get better at them. Awesome. Checking that everything's going well. Hopefully some people will pour in so we can test this chat. that is my hope. Oh goodness, the end of the line was not perfect. Let's do some bigger ellipses. That was pretty decent. Pretty good as well. Let's do... yeah, we'll just do some more. I'm not procrastinating doing the textures, I swear. Try to make this a good line. And the question may come up of why am I doing these warm-ups when I'm just doing textures where I do use my wrist sometimes or things like that. Very good point. But these are fundamentals. These are things you need to be practicing rinse on, rinse off so it becomes a habit. And once it turns into a habit, you don't even have to think about it. Because the hardest thing for me in art right now is getting my idea to a page. I've got all these awesome ideas, as I'm sure many other people do, but putting that on the page correctly is very, very difficult. So I really want to keep up with this skill and this practice as I go along. And plus, it's just fun, because I'm somewhat okay at these. It looks pretty, right? It makes my OCD happy, so. My hand does a weird jitter right there for some odd reason. I'd say that's good enough for right now, and we'll use the back to study our textures. Now, our textures for today is going to be bubble wrap. Not simple, but a very organized and perceptible one. I like it a lot. Much easier than yesterday. You know, it's less three-dimensional. I just realized I shouldn't move it like that. I'm going to zoom in a bit so we can study these a bit more. Don't know if I'm moving the canvas or the image. Who knows? Yeah, okay, who cares? So yeah, immediately looking at this, there's not really a pattern going on inside of these bubbles. Some of them have this weird triangle thing. Triangle, triangle, almost a triangle, triangle. So we'll try to incorporate. Oh yeah, look at this. Actually, you can kind of simplify it to a triangle in some instances. So we're gonna keep these triangles in mind. We have these very sharp edges. So they're curved, they're sharp. There's not gonna be any dottage here, as we talked about last night. Dotting can not ruin, but definitely impair the beauty of a piece when you don't know how to use it, like me. So, but I like this texture because it's a lot of circles. So first we're just going to do a top-down view of a couple of these. And guess what? We're going to do them inside of an ellipse. Wow, that is not as good as the others on the other side of this page. Actually, if we need to, we could just use these too. It looks like they all have that edge to it too. We did do that edge. How I'm going to actually draw it on the page, if we bring out our textures right here. I'll pick this one to be our textures today. We're just going to do tiny ellipses to represent this. And more specifically, we're going to do a tiny ellipse, and then we're going to have a bit of a bubble on top. And we're going to have this bubble. We're going to add the rim to it a tiny bit, like that. And then we need to add the crinkles, which are going to have... Actually, the crinkle will deform the actual surface too, right? It's not going to be perfect. Less chicken scratch, probably. As you can see here, I'm not really thinking about my lines. And then we need to add the shadows with this form. So if we go over here, we're going to be doing, obviously, just cast shadows. So we're going to treat these like ridges. So if we had like a V, for instance, let's pretend this V is doing like an overhang. It's going to cast a shadow onto here. Do our little sun. We'll complete the sun. There we go. And yeah, it'll really buff up the shadow in this area. That bird is back, I swear. The bird in this song, or I guess this whole playlist, what is it, laid out. By the way, another mention, Creator Mix, awesome website. If you're a creator like me and you need some royalty-free licensed music, head over to Creator Mix. They're very supportive. They're creators themselves. They're very supportive of other creators, and they will handle any DMCA request. And as you can note in my description, music is created by Creator Mix. This is 3 of their playlists. They're lo-fi playlists, but there are plenty others to choose from. We'll try to explore. One of my good friends, also Delano, I believe that's how you pronounce their name, had made a playlist. I'm trying to integrate that right now. It wasn't really working out. But hopefully by next stream or some future stream, we'll get to play some of those songs. It is tricky avoiding DMCA on YouTube, but we're going to try our best because I really like that music. Alrighty, so back here. I think some of the shadows should follow the tapers like that. Oh wait, yeah, we need to be doing like sharp edges. Like that. So yeah, none of these like whatever. So I've already committed to some of them. Not like this to it. We'll make like part of our V here. There we go. Oh, this is so much more therapeutic than doing the okra from last night. Or even that forsaken bell pepper. It doesn't look like there's many of these tinier triangles that I just did. So we'll turn that into more of that. That still does not spark joy. There we go. We'll round a tiny bit of the edges in there just to make it better. Let's continue forth. The edges are like a bit rounded, but also has some of those sharper edges in it. I'm gonna try connecting one of these two as well. This feels not quite correct. I feel like we need to be a bit bold and go boom. That was out of nowhere. A really dark shadow for no reason. Add some spontaneity to these bubbles. There we go. Don't want to overdo it. Remember, we learned our lesson for my first 2 textures, overdoing it with ink. We need to be much like the pine cone that doesn't look like a pine cone, or the corn, where we were. I mean, the corn edges are meh. And now in hindsight, that okra isn't looking too bad. You can still see the dot I made for the center last night. You would not guess this is an okra by just looking at it. But hey, there you go. Awesome. Okay, so I like how this is looking. However, I don't think actual bubble wrap is this intricate. And also, we do have regions that go down. This is kind of just continuously going up. None of these shadows kind of inform the path of where I'm going. So, like, let's say we were a little hiker dude, right? We got a little hiking staff right there, and we want to hike up this mountain. There's not much informing that the correct path would be like that. You know, kind of. I'll try to bring this down in there. Yeah, there's not much informing that our little dude should be hiking up like this. Just by the shadows, right? Because, like, what are these overhangs? Are these overhangs? We'll go back to. We'll keep our blue. Why not? Like, is it overhang like this? Is it like this one that we talked about earlier? Or is the actual overhang... this is a complete side view. Like, what's going on? What is this overhang? What is going on? Trying to... There we go. Is it a straight down? Is it an indent inwards? Whenever we look at actual bubble wrap, if we go over here, we can see... Actually, it's kind of hard to inform the depth, but like right here, you can tell this is a crevice down here, going down. So if we're going to look at this from the side, it's going to be a bit of like this, you know, and then they both kind of converge over here. And so you just have this, you know, depth going in that way, creating, guess what, a shadow right there. So that's just another thing to keep in mind as we're drawing this. Hopefully I could bring my camera back to its original position. It's a bit zoomed in still. Don't want to do it too much. You don't need to see my very dirty desk. Awesome. So yeah, there's a bit of doodling, but... Oh my gosh, I completely forgot as well. We need to set the hour timer. My fault. I'm just having too much fun with this texture. I'm sorry. There we go. Good stuff. And let's play it. But hey, that means we have more time to kind of plan out what we want to do. So looking at this from top down, I'm holding my pen in the wrong direction. Let's just start looking at these shapes and copying them. I know, or not copying, but studying them. Yeah. We just want to see what's going on and notice some patterns. So I'm going to be picking this one right here. This circle. Cool. So what we're going to do is... It's a general shape, which I know I shouldn't be marking out totally, but we're going to... We have a little Mount Fuji thing in the center. I have like 18 things going on in my display at once. I don't know what to... I'm trying to move my reference image to somewhere that I can actually properly see it. Wonderful. Okay, so yeah, we have this Mount Fuji looking thing, and I guess like a steam billow coming off of it. Got to be a bit creative with these analyses. So we have the top of Mount Fuji. We have this one as well. That one has some depth to it. This main line definitely has like this kind of crease going on in there. What am I, a cowboy? And then have a line going down here. Somewhat straight. There we go. Let's see, we have a big line. Oof, big line right here. Bit of spill, who cares? And why does this look off? It's because this splits, so we're gonna kind of... There we go. And that goes and creates this little diamond shape, or lightning bolt, I should say. A lightning bolt shape at the bottom. I just realized I'm just like continuously moving my reference image because I can't find a good place for it. There we go. And then I'm obviously not doing a one-to-one kind of study. I think I focused a bit too much on the Mount Fuji part of this. I had like a tiny this there. So it looks pretty good. And then we have this kind of, yeah, wisp. It's like a... good stuff. This, yeah, it was more of like a Bezier? I don't know how to pronounce it, curve. I've just seen it in Adobe Premiere, so I know that word exists, and it looks like that. I'm not even sure if it's a actual term applicable to this or not. Oh man, it's so nice working with cast shadows, because you can kind of just be spontaneous with it, and it works out so long as you understand what's happening with the form. There we go. So yeah, and then it has this circle around it, and even like a bit of a secondary circle. Ooh, I went way too wide on that side, but don't worry, because all we have to do is just thicken up parts of it just to make it look part of it. I don't know why I did the top down. I actually kind of didn't need to, because we're going to be focusing on this. And I think we're kind of, in my pursuit of trying to make it all jaggedy, we're forgetting about the round nature. This is plastic, you know, so it would look better if I kind of rounded it out a bit, both with the interior and exterior, so like the silhouette and this. That looks a bit better. I do feel like some of these should be darker, and the exterior forms, or so the silhouette, should be like actually dented. Like this almost. Yeah, who needs not using your wrist? That was pretty decent. Okay, so yeah, we have some sharp edges right here, so we're gonna smooth those out a bit. There is a pretty fun website, and this is not going to be completely dented. It's going to do that, right? There's a pretty fun website for drawing anatomy that I do want to approach soon. But I've held off this assignment for so long, I really do need to finish this. To where it was a bit excessive, how much I was holding this off. Not all... Oh, look at that, we have a purposeful that was purposeful, surprised or not. Purposeful little dent in our thing, so we... Not a fan of these micron pins, ironically, and this is not... I am not sponsored. Drawbox pins are awesome. I'm only using this one because I bought this one on a trip, and I need to use it before I get into my awesome Drawbox pins. But yeah, support Drawbox. Drawbox is awesome. If anyone in chat has any questions, I would love to answer them. But I am only a Lesson 2 denizen, so what do I know? But I will direct you to all the resources and stuff that I possibly can, because I think Drawbox is just such an awesome service. And a great way to kick off the new year. Buy yourself a pack of the pens, some paper, make some awesome stuff. So, this is a dent. We want a dent lower, a dent higher. Let's put a D there to remind myself. What else can we study about this form? Oh yeah, it is, we do have a bit of a... I don't know if that's the right way to draw it. But like this initial kind of round part that we did over here, a tiny bit. So we'll make sure to draw that in the future. Yeah, remember as it gets closer to us, the degree turns into just 0. So it's a line right there. So if we wanted to make like a somewhat three-dimensional looking tube around it, it'll look like that. Kind of covered up my dent in the bottom. Oh well. Let's see what else. There is a shine to it. There are sections where there's like, you know, a glimmer from the light. Like if we did like this right here. But we aren't drawing that. We're drawing cast shadows. And actually, I know I don't need to touch this up, but I'm just going to add some thicker regions. I feel like we could benefit from that. Also, I noticed why this failed and this didn't is a lot of these lines over here, we'll go to red, a lot of these share similar They're all horizontal. I was too scared to go straight up or down, as I have here. Now, this is a top-down view. I do acknowledge that. But this was, the actual study, so we have a lot of lines going in different directions. Awesome stuff. Make sure everything's good on the stream end. I don't know why I'm being so paranoid today. Here we go. Awesome. Check it on my phone, because the setup I use, we don't gatekeep. I use a plugin called Tuna for the, you can't see my mouse right now, for the now playing thing, and it picks up any media on things. So like, it'll probably play, like show Friday Vibes Creator Mix as the, name and artist, but the image changes. So if I watch my own stream, oh yeah, perfect timing for that. So if I, watch my own stream, it'll show the thumbnail for this stream. I'm pretty sure that's a bit confusing for people looking for the music. However, of course, when I mention it, the art is not loading. Maybe it'll do that in a second. Let's hope. Who knows? We'll just let it be. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it did not just break right in front of me. That'd be awful. Okay, back to it. Yeah, so let's see. So we saw our failures here. We needed more downwards lines. So thinking about this three-dimensionally, I wasn't doing that too much over here. I was just kind of randomly throwing out stuff. What would inform this curve that we have going on right here? So this curve is happening, which means I'm going to add a line like this. So like this part of it is going, it's doing this U thing that we talked about over here. It's kind of going like this U. What other forms do we have? We have the Mount Fuji, which is like the, it's like a ridge, almost like a, if this was, if the camera is looking, it's like pointing at us, and then we have this region that's going to be all shadowed. Don't really know how to draw this any other way that would be helpful to see, but that's how I see it. It's like a ridge. So, let's see what else. I'm trying to think of like a city almost. This is like a city. Where we are more like a valley with lakes and streams. There's not much, knowledge behind this, as in, oh, this is how a, what are these called again? Bubble wrap. Wow, this is how one of the bubble wrap deforms. I don't know how it deforms. I just know it deforms and it looks like kind of melded plastic. So, we're going to assume, let's see, that we have like something like this, I guess. Ooh, and I think it's that time where we get to pull out the Sharpies. I only use the Sharpies during larger drawings, and this is a larger drawing. Sadly, we probably won't get to use this in this paper, the actual textures paper, but I do always enjoy switching up the medium. This was quite thick, so try to balance everything out. So yeah, there's not going to be much crumple that we see up here. It's going to definitely come towards the bottom, especially with ridges like this. So, I'm going to do this, like, make it really sharp for no reason over here. There we go. So there's like a really weird overhang. Oh, technically, like, the form should be making this L right there. Shoot. Well, we'll deal with it. There we go. Yeah, so like the silhouette of the form informs a lot of forms. Informs the shadow right there. So we can add, trying to mix like straight lines and I don't know. Not totally a fan of that, but trying to look back at my reference and just see how these lines would behave. It is also difficult because it's transparent. or translucent. So I guess that's the right word. I always mix simple words like that up. And I feel like none of these are interconnected except for that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down. It's going to be a major dent right here. Maybe more is less. This, yeah, it seems like empty, if that's the right word. Yeah, if someone saw this at first glance, they wouldn't be like, oh, this is a bubble wrap, part of a bubble wrap. Maybe we just need to go smaller. So we're going to go a bit smaller as if we were drawing right here on our page. Just go like that. That's probably how... Apologies for the scale. We'll bring down the camera again. There we go. Oh wow, it's super bright now. Make sure the camera's... I need like a level for my camera so I can know if it's actually like pretty flat, you know, perpendicular. Oh wow, look at that. Okay. So, still have a lot of time off the clock. Maybe we could get started on another texture. Who knows? So yeah, if this is how small it would actually be, which I could kind of see it being that small most likely, we don't need to worry too much about the form. We're obviously going to add a bit of this on there. I feel like it can't be as circular, so we're going to do tiny ellipse. A bit bigger than the last. Go up. Dent. There we go. Not feeling that one too much either. Let's see if I could find a picture of bubble wrap from the side. Get into lovely old Pinterest, and we're just gonna look up bubble wrap. This one's kind of helpful. Not totally. Oh, is this it? Oh, it's bubble wrap, but it hasn't been like... Oh, here. Oh, wow. This is a perfect image. Maybe a bit small. But I think this will serve us quite well. I think I just accidentally clicked like 80 tabs to open, unfortunately. So we're going to paste. It's here. Oh, wow, look at that. That is a pretty great example of what we should be doing. So, it's not like this. It's like a semi-cylinder with a rounded top. It's a bit more like that. And as you can see, they're rarely not that destroyed. To adequately draw this within like... Oh, wow, what am I doing? Don't worry, happy accidents. Nice. So yeah, we just kind of fill this in. Oh my goodness, how do other artists make this look so easy? There we go. I'll add like a couple, like, they'll wrap around the form. Those are a bit too crazy. We need a bit more straight lines. Let's, I'm gonna really zoom into one of these and try to understand what's going on here with this form. It has a really high degree because we could see so much of the top of it. So, nice. Yeah, so not all that's going to be shadow right here, right? Um, may have been a bit too thick. I just love lots of black ink. Really dramatic shadows. Who doesn't love that? Okay, there's a lot of white space right here. I just kind of added that off of a whim. Oops. I think one major thing is staying with the correct size of these. Because like the size is obviously changing. This one's big, this one's somewhat big. These are smaller compared to the rest. So being consistent in that regard. But also, if I'm going to make bigger ones like this, I could just, you know, commit and make the whole lower portion of it just much, you know, much darker. That might not have been a bad idea. I mean, yeah, it looks strange. I won't lie. But it doesn't look bad. And it looks like the stream is set up to be ending at near the right time. I do have plans outside of this, unfortunately, but you cannot skip your 1 hour of drawing a day. Awesome. So yeah, not the best, but definitely satisfies some of my conditions. So we're going to do a smaller one as if it were going to be on the page. Probably about that big. This is much larger than... And actually, I won't even like... That's a good idea. I mean, I'll just even fill in parts of this because it's... You know. So like even that lower one. And also, I think the illusion of bubble wrap is that there's a lot of them. These lines should have been more straight, a bit more of an arc at the top. Yeah, and I keep doing a lot of these like tiger stripes when really it's more of these like polygons that exist. I just thought to myself, man, I wish I just have a library of little, you know, things of these textures. That's what we're making right now. We're making a mental library of all these textures. So we could pull them out whenever we need to, or just know what is applicable, what isn't. And I should be a bit lighter with my pen so I can make the sharper edges look actually sharp. So I can do, you know, like that instead of, yeah. So some lighter strokes like that. Just gotta be very light with it. Okay, I say we commit. It's scary, I know, but we're making good time. So maybe we could even do another texture or move to some boxes, which I would really love. I don't know why I enjoyed drawing boxes so much, but it is something I find a lot of joy in. So let's hope that this is the thumbnail can draw some people in here. Good stuff. So I'm going to take a water break real quick. Forgot I muted myself. I just realized the thumbnail for the stream is incorrect. It should be day 2, and it says day 1. Let's try to fix that real quick. I'm not even sure if I can. Let's see. Edit. Big fat edit button. Let's do that. Doesn't look like I can change that one. Uh-oh. Well, it looks like we may have to... I made a new thumbnail for this and everything. I don't think I applied it. That's a bit of an issue, isn't it? Yep, well, we'll deal with it. If not, we'll just have 2 broken thumbnails. Ah, here we go. Options. Change. There we go. Wonderful. Let's change that real quick before we continue going. This also reminds me, I want to add timestamps to these videos so I can show when I'm doing a warm-up and when I'm actually drawing. That is a important one to do. Okay. Uploading. Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. My fault. Save it. Even though it's practically just the same thumbnail, I haven't changed the background because I made it like 3 minutes before starting the stream. But that should be good. I'm just hoping that works. I'm not entirely sure. Come on. Oh, updated. Changes saved. Awesome. Got that going. Refresh the main channel just to make sure it's applied. It isn't. But I think, what are you gonna do at this point? Maybe it's maybe it's done in OBS possibly. Oh, I don't even have a button to manage it, I don't believe, so. Yeah, we'll deal with it. Let's continue. Fun stuff. Okay, so. What we are going to do now is, yeah, oh gosh, okay. Man, maybe I should have procrastinated a tiny bit. First we need to kind of establish a... Okay, we're going to go back to this. We're going to procrastinate a little bit more. Let's establish a grid of how this is going to work out. Because these ellipses aren't really converging, so the degree... Yeah, I wouldn't say the degree of these ellipses are necessarily going to change that much. Yeah, we're kind of assuming just an isometric perspective. So we're going to have... something that looks like this. So I guess, yeah, the degree... yeah, the degree is changing because it's looking more linear. And then what we'll do is we'll extrude them. Make sure we add those kind of... yeah, bases like that. There we go. And since these are translucent, I'm just going to go with that, hoping that's the word. We can draw them behind each other. That's technically acceptable. This one was a bit wonky. There we go. Yeah, I think it will look like somewhat like that. And then as it gets further away, we'll kind of add some, I don't know, shade to it. But yeah, they'll definitely get much harder to see. We forgot about our little making them like this one. Probably, I think it'll look good in the long run if we do it like that. It does kind of look like a camo right now or something a bit strange. Yeah, it does not look like bubble wrap. I think it's a trust the process kind of thing. Forgetting that these do need to be somewhat geometric straight lines in nature. Also can't forget that these are wrapping around the form. So I should be adding that kind of dimension to it. There's a debate going on inside my head about how much Drawbox I actually do in these hour streams, because we do want to learn Drawbox because it's structured. It's very nice. I love it a lot. But at the same time, it doesn't teach anatomy as immediately as I want to. And then there's the whole debate, well, how fast should you be learning these things? Which is a very real debate because, you know, some of these things, it is very important to understand perspective before you go into form and stuff like that. So, all this to say, I want to branch off into do anatomy. Not even anatomy, I want to do... I don't totally know the difference between gesture, anatomy, figure drawing, because I know those are technically separate things, but I don't know how separate they are and what that entails. So yeah, the smaller bubbles look weirder because of the size of my things. My shadows, my cast shadows, so that's maybe something to explore. Also, I keep doing this like same one on all of them, so I need to kind of change it up, not be afraid of having some odd looking ones. Because when it comes to this texture, I'm starting to believe it's when you look at the whole, that's what makes bubble wrap. So this doesn't totally look like it, but I think I succeeded somewhere in here. This one I like the most. So we're gonna try replicating that here. Now the debate is, do our largest... I guess, yeah, technically that's... We're gonna go like this. We're gonna kind of go smaller, 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 smaller. I guess, yeah. Let's test that idea over here. We don't have much room to work on this side, so we'll go to this side. So we're gonna do our big lips. Lips 1, lips 2, lips 3, 4. I think... Man, I really wish I bought an ellipse guide. I think that's somewhat capturing what I wanted. So yeah, if we just do... To think when I first started Drawbox, doing a line that smooth was impossible, and now I can just hit him out like that. That was way too big, so we'll just add more lines. So... This first ellipse I drew was, I mean, if you moved this line over, its minor axis was shared the same minor axis as this. These don't. So I think all of these ellipses need to share the same minor axis as all of these. You know, all of them share the same one, which is similar to this one. Because the actual minor axis of this is like this. It's somewhere in between there. Like that. Yeah, so this one. And all of them just, as long as they are parallel with that, it looks pretty good. So I think that's something we need to keep in mind while making this. Not that I'll actually be drawing out these lines. So, yeah, we have this, and for funs, we'll just... There we go. Okay, adding some space and controlling the size is definitely something I need to worry more about. Oh no, I'm losing my wrist. Sue me. Huh. Yeah, okay. I think I have it within me to kind of focus up and do this. So I can only do this so many times and try to get it right. So, and these are just how my brain thinks of these and how I try exploring that the concepts I'm thinking about are actually correct. You know, I'm like, the techniques I'm inventing on hand are the correct techniques to approach this from. Because at the end of the day, perspective is just math. And I just realized my music player. Uh-oh. Did it do it again? That's not good. Let's try to fix that real quick. Oh, I think I fixed it on accident. Yay, I fixed it on accident. Let's see if I can change the properties. It's reading from a file right now, and I want it to update as the file updates. Maybe it's just slow because of that. Who knows? It can only be so picky, right? I think if I downloaded all of it, it would probably run a bit faster. Okay. Another water break. I know I said that, and then I didn't actually do the thing, so we'll do that real quick. I know I could pause my timer, but who cares? Cool stuff. Let's see if my thumbnail updated as well while we're at it. No, it doesn't look like it did. Let's refresh. Yay, it updated. Okay, that's good. Good stuff. It looks to be... Yeah, okay, cool. Looks like it turned out well. Yeah. And I also need to make sure I include these tags with me as I go along. Let's see. Cool stuff. Okay. Back to it. I should probably stop yelling. That's probably hurting people's ears. Okay. So... Guess we gotta just do it already. So, yeah, we are going to imagine our minor axis is a bit like this. Cool. So, we also have to remember, hearing some noises outside, don't know what that's about. Remember that not all of these will be complete as we did over here. We're not going to like completely fill it in. Just for fun. I mean, if we don't like it, we could always fill it in. But yeah, so the scariest part, that first mark on the page. I'm gonna just go ahead and do all the ellipses first. Cool. This one's a bit strangely angled, but we'll try to account for that going forward. Uh-oh. I guess, yeah, we'll just have a weird ratio to do it at. I made these a bit small already, but... You know what, we could do like a weird... Okay, we'll just go off to the side like that, who cares? It's a lot of bubble wrap. It's looking okay so far. I'm not as disappointed as I was with this when I first drew it. These are gonna be super small bubbles. It is definitely skewed, but yeah, because like yeah, I could verbalize it if I wanted to, but no, we're just gonna. These are basically just gonna be dots at this point over here. Nice. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we're gonna start adding forms to this. I'm actually pretty happy with how that turned out. So yeah, the forms are gonna be tricky. Remember, we want to go up a tiny bit, not completely fill it in. This is our example right here. Sorry, you can't see me. Hopefully, I wasn't even paying attention to how well this was in frame, but it looks like that was pretty much in frame, so good stuff. Yep, okay, awesome. Good stuff. 21 minutes left on the clock. Not that I'm counting, but do have to be a bit more conscientious of time tonight. We do have parties, we do have people and friends we need to meet before the year ends. I could make the obvious comment, oh, humans are so strange for celebrating their tiny rock going around a fiery hot gas ball, but I do like the sentiment of New Year's. These back ones are kind of bothering me. I did them a bit weird. Anyways, wow, it's so crowded I don't even really want to add shading to it because, I mean, it already just kind of looks like it. The closer ones, I'm going to thicken up the lines of, though. To kind of inform the viewer, hey, these ones are closer. And they're a bit harder to see because of all the noise in the background. It's trying to maintain their gaps a bit, but technically the larger the line, the less the gap should be there. Don't want to thicken them up too much, I just kind of did that with that one. But yeah, I love seeing people succeed with their hobbies, and I actually had to uninstall Instagram because while I do talk with my friends, all I kind of see is just people like finally the successes, and it could be a bit overwhelming at times, despite how much I love them. But I feel like here you get to see me fail a lot at art, so hopefully it's a bit of a it's a humbling experience for me. I want to show the reality of hard work, that it kind of sucks sometimes. In a good way. I just realized I'm thickening up the ones behind it. I shouldn't be doing that. No! I lost focus talking about that garbage. Oh my gosh. I'm still feeling much better than my okra, though. Forsake that okra. Evil okra. Never tried. I've heard fried okra is a popular dish in the South. I've never tried it, though. Never had the opportunity. Hopefully we can change that in the future, try some new stuff. Maybe I should cook it. Learn cooking. That'd be a very fun one. Ooh, what should I do for the edge? I think I'm just gonna do this. It's a bit of a boring one, but meh. Add some very, very small. Oh, people are shooting off fireworks. Wonderful. Oh man, should I go out with my friends to see the fireworks instead of just go food? Should probably tell them that. That would be quite fun, actually. I do really tiny ones over here. I don't want to ruin the forms. So yeah, I didn't need to worry about all this shading that I was doing up here. I've definitely, once again, learned the power that ink has on a page and how too much of it can ruin it. And, yeah, since there's so much going on right here at the camera, I guess I'm kind of looking at it a bit too close. It's kind of hard to see that this actually is bubble wrap. I'm just going to make sure I outline the forms a bit more, but... I see it, so. This was a pretty fun one to make, though, despite the probability of other people seeing, oh goodness, what these forms actually are. Hopefully the big fat bubble wrap right next to it will help people see it. This is definitely one you have to look close to. So maybe the lesson learned today was, the size of your forms and crowding, where you place all of these. Maybe it could have, this whole thing could have just been one singular bubble wrap instead of a... Oh, wait, no, oh, man, if I didn't do that here, I could have turned one of these into a bubble wrap. What was I thinking? Maybe I could do, like, plastic bag. I could probably get away with that. That'd be perfectly fine. I'm getting to the point where I don't really want to overdo it. And I have a nice 14 minutes left on my timer, so it may be time to do some boxes. Just realized a powerful thing I started doing. I don't think my camera can pick up on it, but I started doing, like, this weird, like... thing. Yeah. It zoomed in. It looks like this, but it has like a... No, that's not even it. This. Like a tip to it. It looks like I have like a calligraphy pen almost. So. Ooh. Might have lied a tiny bit the other day. These streams do take it out of me a tiny bit. Not used to talking while I draw. Not that I don't enjoy it, but... And of course, if it's a problem for anyone in chat, I can shut up a tiny bit. Help you guys focus on your art. Then again, there's not many people here to tell me that. Wonderful, this is looking pretty good. Ooh! Yeah, so I think what would it really informed in this is if the silhouette of the entire thing had a lot of these bubble wraps. Maybe I could put some in the distance. Tiny little dots. Make them a bit taller. That's extra and I shouldn't have done that. Dang it. Well, I think it's fine. I think that's good enough for now. We will put our title on that. Yeah, it's hard to see. And like looking at my monitor, it's a bit hard to see, but we'll survive. It's fine. Whatever. So yeah, let's label that bubble wrap. Bubble. Bubble wrap. Wonderful. That A is a bit strange. Please don't mess it up. Ah, I messed it up. Okay, called it. Well, I'd say that's pretty successful. I'm happy with my work. That's always a good thing to be. So, good stuff. We still have 12 minutes on the clock. That is awesome. More time to draw some boxes and forms. Just kind of chill out a tiny bit. Probably shouldn't have grabbed my paper as firmly as that. So yeah, we did do this. Did do that. And I do have a bit of... It's not a crazy surprise. I do have a bit of a surprise at the end of the stream. So, do that there as well. But if you remember yesterday, I did have some extra time at the end as well, and I did pull out some... I should probably put an underpage to this, don't you think? I did have... Let's see... This one, because I only did one box at the end of it. Ooh, that was messy. The boxes I did today were actually better. Oh, I'm improving, I guess. No. So, we'll fill up this page more. Waste no paper. It's very easy to do that in art. The utilitarian would probably say that. All this... It's a bit of a waste of paper, but... Beautiful line. Especially for picking it up off the ground. Yeah, it does taper a bit in thickness. You probably can't see that, though. Oh! That one was not successful. I lost my focus. Speaking of losing focus, my camera seems to be doing that. Time to either manually adjust it. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Back to it. Ooh. Whatever. I miss my Drawbox pins. I can't wait to return to those. Not sponsored. Okay, we're gonna go like this a tiny bit. Nice. I probably like drawing boxes this much because I know how to do it, and I've done it so much that it's low effort for me, and yet somewhat they look okay. They look decent. Despite that line. Yeah, these rarely converge. I'm not even worrying about this one converging at all. So, or like, you know, having a high rate of convergence. I'm not angling my arm correctly. I need to do that a bit more. Huh. Well, that was not my best either. Very good. Good stuff. It is quite addicting to just do the same thing that you know how to do over and over again. I believe that's what's called a complacency. And that is how we lose ourselves. We wear ourselves out. Oh wait, this line goes like that, so this one goes like that. So don't become complacent with your art at all. Please do not. It is worth making yourself struggle every single day as much as humanly possible to make awesome art. Just don't abuse yourself over it. Don't torture yourself trying to make awesome art. Or awesome stuff in general. I've been exercising consistently with a calisthenics routine for about a year and a half now, and I've seen amazing progress. But initially, I worked out not as like a feat of rage, but as a feat of like... I didn't do it in a manner where I was like, oh, I'm here to improve myself, and you know, I was like, oh, I want to get muscle, I want to do all this for these inherently okay reasons, but for me, those weren't the right reasons. And I've seen many people falter where they think compensate's the wrong word because it's used in a pretty mean context, but it'll compensate for something wrong in their life. Not necessarily wrong with them, but like they see it as something to... It'll fix problems in their life. Same thing with art, same thing with cooking, possibly. Anything self-creative. And it will not fix problems in your life. It actually may add more problems. I can't remember, I really do want to find this video. But art, the endeavor, not just drawing, but music or anything creative that requires a skill. It doesn't just teach you how to be a better artist, it teaches you how to be a better person. Oh goodness. And see, I'm not a good person, I guess. But you have to form schedules. You have to be consistent and mindful and open to critique. You have to let your ego die a tiny bit, a healthy amount of killing your ego, so that you can see yourself grow. I really want to find the person who I took this quote from, and it's not my own. But I think it's a really important thing to pursue art, because we are a fault. We have our faults in many ways. So to pursue art, to pursue things that make us greater, isn't just because we like awards and the accolade. Trust me, I'm not doing this stream to get popular. Even if anything, I don't want to get popular. I want to lead people to see the joy that I've had in pursuing these things. Because man, art and calisthenics and eating better and treating myself better, fixing sleep schedules, that's made a really positive impact in my life. And so, even though it's only an hour a day, I feel like really good habits can be formed that way. And I really want to see other people, especially the people in this chat, which is there are 0 of right now, grow in that way and see the same, not necessarily success, but happiness and joy and fulfillment. Fulfillment especially that I've seen from this. Oh, gush. Gush. Having a stroke. I'm focusing like between the paper and giving a rant on wellness that not focusing on my boxes correctly. Let's make this one super flat. There. No. Oh. Okay. We need to lock in. I don't know what happened there. I apologize. There. One tip I really like to give people starting off drawing box and are struggling with having straight lines, as you can see here, relax your shoulder. You do not want to be tense. Relax the shoulder. Now it is different for everyone. Many people have seen different ways of making these straight lines and not depending on your wrist. I've seen many discussions in the Drawbox Discord, the Reddit when it was back up, and just all over the place of tips that people have done, and some contradict each other. Yeah, contradict each other even. But let's see, let's do this. But find the way that works for you, but also there are some things that are consistent. Like don't use your wrist, don't flex your elbow so it's like stuff like that. Wonder how many drip boxes I'll draw in the process of this of streaming. A million? A million boxes? It's quite a lot, but how many eyes does an artist draw in their lifetime? Okay, let's yeah, circling back on that I don't want to be a popular thing. I mean, most people say that. And while being recognized on the street is cool and stuff, I'd rather have a close-knit group of people who are consistently here, consistently making awesome projects, and ones that I can actually view. You know, if I ever make a Discord or anything, or people send me their art, I'd rather not be so huge that I can't see and either critique it or just appreciate it that they're sending it to me. Thank goodness. We are here. And plus, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with being highly popular like that. Maintaining a schedule, there's whatever it's called, I can't remember what it's called when people like want to be friends with the streamer, but that's not possible because they're online, you know, like, yet they still feel a close personal connection. That's apparently a very, very difficult, big thing. Oh goodness, this converges much sooner than the other one. Who cares? In fact, I could start probably grading these boxes. Grading isn't just taking my red, blue, and green pens and testing their convergence, which actually, now that I'm just doing these, I probably should. I lost my favorite ruler on a trip. It's a smaller, transparent one, or like, you know, plastic, clear plastic one. No, that was my favorite for grading these. That one should have converged a lot more. Who cares? Let's turn it into a cylinder. Nice. That one felt really good for a second until I both smeared it and had like a weird jump. I don't know. I didn't even ghost that one out, and look what I did. Look at this. Same mistake I made yesterday. It's very off-kilter. These like converge right there. That's not good. Okay. One more box. Kick off the night. Go really far. I'm gonna try not touching. We're gonna be fast and try not to touch the page. And wow, that was an amazing line. I think that's the longest, both longest and best line I've drawn in a while. Huh. Well, okay, let's keep going. Speed run. Uh-oh. Try not to touch the table. That should not be an excuse for making silly mistakes. Something seems off with this box, but I'm trying to speed up the process, so who knows what it actually is. That one was pretty decent. that's not gonna... This one's tricky because you have to both mix converging soon and not at all. Move it down a tiny bit. How about this? Finally, double checking this one. Let's do it. This one looks great. Oh wow. I don't know if I messed it up like that. Nice. Perfect. Awesome. I would fill it in, but we have this other side. We can do this as like our, final thing for the next stream. Good stuff. I'm very happy with how the bubbles turned out. Now, I'm not as happy as other textures, but I probably should have moved that a bit more in there. But, I mean, hey, it's now my texture library in my head. I think it's fine. I think if I was going to pick my favorite, probably either the bricks over here, the corn, or the acorn. Those are probably my favorite. But yeah, so as recommended by my good friend, my great artist friend, who I'm slowly but surely catching up to in the Drawbox. They are also doing Drawbox, so I'm kind of like looking up to them and trying to catch up to them. They give me really just amazing drawing advice and stuff like that, and keeps me honest about drawing on time. They recommended that at the end of these streams, I do a bit of a journal. Now, I am lazy, and I don't necessarily want to write down the journal, but we're going to, for a short period of time, just analyze my art, see where I went well, where I went wrong, and try to correct that tomorrow. So I'll keep those things in mind and just be conscious of them. I could start writing it down. I really am lazy. I'm not sure if I totally want to commit to that yet. Delano, please don't kill me. But let's start looking at what we've done today and just kind of analyzing it. So we started off with these. I like the circles. I like this just kind of line thing I did with the circles. It's good practice. Boom. Great lines starting off and just continuing forward. All in all, pretty happy with this page. It was a warm-up, and being conscious of my minor axis going forward. Over here, pretty good estimations. The top-down was great, mainly because that was a reference, and I slowly developed my ideas of the bubble wrap as we went through, and this guess was more accurate than these, but figuring out that the minor axes should all be parallel to make it look better was a really good and helpful observation. The dents and filling it in all the way was pretty good, but ultimately, me worrying about the shading didn't matter that much, because at the end of the day, I keep throwing this paper all over the place. I should not be doing that. It was so small that it didn't matter. So scale, positioning, placement, grouping of objects is very important to consider in your final drawing of some things. And I didn't know to consider that. So we have that to consider now. Really good lesson to learn, I think, all things considered, because if I ever draw like giant armies or forests or stuff like that, slowly disappearing because, converging or foreshortening, I don't know the word for it, objects, and how their scale plays into it, very important. And then I must probably start grading these boxes that I do on here just to double check my convergence and to make sure that my lines are correct, to give a really brief and short analysis of these, but I don't want to take up too much time with that. So, sorry, I apologize, I am a fast talker. That is something about me. And I do have things to do. We are a bit over time today, but that is completely fine because we had a lot of fun doing this. So yeah, another successful day of Drawbox. I'm very happy with this program, and I hope everyone, sadly, not many viewers today, but anyone watching this, they have just as much fun as I did following along or just looking at my art and going, ew, he did it like that. But yeah, so, and of course my music player is broken right at the end of it. We'll try to fix that next time, once again. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching and joining for those who did. I had a lot of fun today. Keep drawing. Happy New Year's. I'm not going to say it, but I'll see you guys next year. Fun stuff. But yeah, so you heard my critiques. I think that's about all wrapping up. So all I wanted to cover. Yeah, I will be streaming tomorrow. It is a Sunday, which isn't online with my schedule. But I only started 2 days ago, so get those days in. And in fact, until school starts, I see no reason to not stream on Sundays. And of course, that may switch over to Tuesdays to Sundays. Who knows how I'll do it. If I need a break, I'll just take a break. Or, in fact, I could just do a 6-day week and choose one of my break days. We'll figure it out. So yeah, thank you guys very much for joining today. Hope you learned something, because I definitely did. I had a lot of fun. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. I also need to make it in stream. I need to do that. Okay, bye guys. Thank you.